watching anime and watching TV in general feels to me like kind of a waste of time. And because I worship at the ultra productivity and the only thing I care about is productivity, everything in my life has to be productive. Like, listening to audiobooks at 3.5x speed. And I sort of wished I could do the same for anime. And I've discovered this incredible new method for doing that.
First off, if everything in your life needs to be productive, and you feel like media and anime is like a waste of time, then maybe that form of media is just not for you. Not everything needs to give you a dopamine hit every 3 to 5 seconds, which it's becoming increasingly common in today's society to where, like, you need to pretty much the jingling keys meme is becoming more and more real as time goes on. Because it's like, there's so many times when I'm on my phone and I open up YouTube or something. Let's say I actually do watch a YouTube short. I know for a fact there's many of you that probably open up YouTube shorts and you'll see like a video split down the middle, like completely cut in half, and you'll have a completely different thing going on, like maybe some ASMR chopping of vegetables or something, while the actual topic is at the top. And the reason why things are created like this is to keep the dopamine hit for people watching, for kids to watch, so they're keeping their attention on the screen. And it's so crazy. We've come to a point in society to where we try to speed run everything. Everything needs to be done as quickly as possible, and this doesn't just necessarily stem into like the anime and manga community. This stems into all forms of entertainment. This is one of the big reasons why I think like the MCU's having problems, stuff with like Star Wars. I know there's a lot more problems than that, but all the different stuff that goes on with our entertainment industry, I feel like is just legitimately the result of just straight up brain rot, of people needing this dopamine kick every single second, and if they do not get that dopamine kick, their attention wanders off, and they no longer will watch the show, read the show, etc. And honestly, as someone that was actually diagnosed with ADHD when I was 8 and had to take Ritalin when I was a kid just to calm myself down, I don't even need to have the fast forward button. For the most part, I don't need nothing like this. It's just crazy that even with me, with problems that obviously would have problems with focusing, etc., and I don't even take Ritalin or anything anymore, FYI, I can focus and keep my attention span on things. Obviously, I proved that alone. And it's crazy to me. We come to a point in society to where we need to find ways to fast forward through content as quick as possible. And, I believe this is completely true. There's a lot more people than we believe, because, like, I have a friend that is basically kind of, he's not necessarily like a complete TikTok generation guy, but he is someone that is like in his early 20s, and he's someone that when he watches a video, because I've seen it when, like, he's on Discord with me and we, like, play games or watch YouTube videos or whatever together, he will straight up fast forward a walking scene. Like, let's say there is like a scene like an anime, okay, and you have two characters, they're walking to their destination. It's like they're in the living room and they're gonna walk into the kitchen, okay? He will fast forward like 4 or 5 seconds just to get through the walking scene of a character going into the room. He skips through that. He thinks it's a waste of time. Basically, what this individual right here is doing is the equivalent to like what my friend does, and this is definitely more common than we realize. And it's just like, these are the type of people that are coming into anime, coming into entertainment or whatever, and wanting the media to change for them, to be quick and always dopamine hit, when it shouldn't be like that. It needs to be slow and subtle and really have proper build-up. And it's really refreshing. We have something like, let's say, Free Rent that came out very recently that, obviously makes us realize you should cherish your time a lot more. This is definitely, I think, a series that most of these individuals right here should take some time out of your day to actually watch, but probably they'll click the fast forward button. But anyways, let's continue this content real quick before I go any further, before I really rip this apart even more than I already just did. Let's see what this individual has to say.
My life has to be productive, like, listening to audiobooks at 3.5x speed, and I sort of wish I could do the same for anime, and I've discovered this incredible new method for doing that. This is not that revolutionary, maybe you know of it before, but it's basically based on a Chrome extension called Video Speed
FYI,
Controller,
I downloaded
and this is absolutely changed the game. So now, this is how I watch anime.
We're going to test it out, just to see how unwatchable it is.
For example, so there's no spoilers in this. It always starts with like an opening sequence, so obviously I'll kind of skip the opening sequence, I'll fast forward to like 2 minutes.
The crazy part is, this man
go full screen, and then what you can do with Video Speed Controller, the extension, is you can use hotkeys to like speed up the video.
Okay, I gotta pause. Hunter x Hunter is literally a story, literally at the end, the final episode of the anime of Hunter x Hunter 2011, where Gon's father actually says to cherish your time and to enjoy the little things or the journey, etc., of how you got there. And the fact that this individual is having to fast forward Hunter x Hunter of all series is so ironic. It's not even funny anymore. It's just okay, let's just continue.
Slow the video down or reset it. And so normally what I do is I'll just speed up until it gets to an interesting point, and I'll speed it as fast as I can so I can still keep up with it.
Look how fast he's going. 3.5, bro. Listen to that. Listen how gibberish that sounds. Like, wait, let's back up. Listen to the gibberish. Listen to gibberish.
And so what I'm pressing is I'm pressing D to speed up the video by 0.2 times each time. And I'm just pressing D quite a lot.
First off, you can't even appreciate the voice acting. Like, you can't even appreciate the music, to just the background sounds, to just, like, the voice acting at all with speeding something up to this extent. There's so many voice actors that commit so much love, blood, sweat, and tears into their work just to have it skipped by someone that needs a dopamine hit every few seconds. It's wild to me to see just the work of beautiful voices just tarnished to such a degree. It's honestly just devastating.
I'm pressing S to slow it down when it gets to an interesting point. And then, if it gets to like a really interesting point and I need to reset it, I just press the R button. So, at the moment, this is really fast. And then I press R. And then it goes back to normal. And that's like really cool. So now, when I've been eating dinner and stuff, this is how I've been watching Hunter x Hunter. And then I can like fully focus on it. And it just goes so fast. When it's like kind of building, character building kind of stuff. And so I don't need to watch it at normal speed. And then when it gets to like a really cool fight sequence, or if they're explaining something like, you know, about how the different auras work or anything like that, then I can just press the R button, reset it to normal speed, and then I can kind of revamp it. So it sort of feels, genuinely, like you're playing a video game almost, and like you're sort of like tweaking the controls here and there, and it's just like a more engaging, more interesting way of watching stuff.
Don't even get into the media. If you're having to fast forward through everything, just don't. Maybe entertainment is just not for you. It's not. It's not for you whatsoever. Because it's like, the point of entertainment is to immerse yourself into the world, to dive into that world and forget about all external things around you and focus on the content within front of you. When I open up a book, when I grab a manga and I open up its pages and I read the story of a manga, I don't want to think about anything else around me. I want to think about the story, read the pages, maybe put on some music in the background to just have some chill environment, and that's it. And to have someone just go out of their way to fast forward through everything, it's just like, I think you're missing the point. Obviously, there's many different ways to enjoy stuff. It's kind of like, you know, when you play a game, you have different builds, etc. when you're playing a game, like Elden Ring is a good example. I understand there's different ways to play or stuff, but it's like, when you get to a certain point to where you're trying to speed run it as quick as possible, are you really even enjoying the content, or are you just like wanting to get through it because you're looking at it as a work task? Because going on to this individual's like perspective, he literally starts the video off that he wants to be productive. He feels like TV shows, anime, etc. is a waste of time. Everything's productive. He worships productivity. And obviously this statement is not a one-size-fits-all, because there's probably a lot of people out there that doesn't agree with this, but they will fast forward through things. And the reason for that is because obviously things feel too slow. And to be completely blunt, they need a dopamine hit. They need it. And in this case, this fast forwarding is basically people that are just craving addiction to dopamine. They constantly need it, that they need to fast forward to get to the good stuff. It's kind of like people that speed run, like, just movies, etc. You know, like, they fast forward through everything just to get to a fight. And that's basically what this individual just did. He basically exposed himself that he is someone that will pretty much skip through everything just to get to the fancy, explosive content of fights, etc. And it's just like, this is the new generation, everyone. This is the new generation of anime fans. I'm not saying all of the new generation, but a good chunk definitely is kind of similar to this, where they need to speed through content. And, I mean, to really just showcase how common this probably is, YouTube literally has a function to fast forward videos. I know there's people that put videos on like 1.5 times speed, 2 times speed, etc. That is a thing. People do that. And, by the way, to give a little bit more context to this individual right here, so from what I can find out, this actual clip here, this 2-minute clip, is from a video from a few years ago, and the earliest I could track down of it is from 4 years ago on r/productivity, as you can see right here, and basically they outline that, like, you know, what do they think about his latest video, and if you click on the video, it's literally a private video, and it goes to this YouTube channel if you look a little bit deeper. Basically, this is a guy, if you look at his content, it looks like he's more or less a financial/productivity YouTuber, which kind of explains a lot about the brain rot when it comes to just this clip alone. But anyways, with that being said, I downloaded this app that he showcased, and so let's do a crime against humanity. Let's do free run. Let's look at how bad this is. Okay, so I downloaded this already, etc. Let's see really how bad this is. So let's set this at 3.5 times like he did, just to see truly how watchable this show is. So I'm not going to do a lot of content because I don't want to get copyrighted, etc. But let's listen to the voices. Let's see if we can even understand the voice acting because of this fast-forward nature of this. If you needed any proof just how brain-rotted people are, I think this really is it. Sadly,
I care about is
this app extension does not work on Twitter. So what I'm going to do to wrap up this video, I'm just going to speed run this man's video at 3.5 times speed, and then that'll be the end of the video. So y'all be safe, stay healthy, Chibi out.